What's up everyone, Gooshy here, and in this video, we're testing another change in the 2.18 update. Today we're going to be looking at the melee resolve property. With this patch, the maximum value got increased to 25%. So we're going to be testing how good this is, and most importantly, if it is worth using. So without further ado, let's get into it. So before the patch, the maximum amount of melee resolve gain we could get from a property is 10%. With the property on both the charm and our katana, the maximum amount of melee resolve gain could be 20, so this is what we're testing with. Since my Masamune's Edge had the melee resolve property, we'll be using wind stance for this example. Next we'll hop into this nightmare survival, and we'll just count how many hits it takes to build up 1 bar of resolve. I'll just pop a smoke right here, and after 8 hits I fill up 1 bar of resolve. Next we'll max this out at 25% for both properties, giving us that total of 50%, and again we'll hit the same shielded Oni, and now it takes only 7 hits to build up 1 bar of resolve. So if we are speccing into melee resolve gain, it will be a little bit faster to gain resolve. Now that we know it does take less hits, let's now take a look at different sword stances to see which one is the fastest. So next we're going to be looking at water stance. Again, we'll hit this shielded Oni, and again it takes 7 hits. Now as I tested against different types of enemies, like this Oni brute over here, instead it took 9 hits of water stance to build 1 bar. So depending on the enemy that you're hitting, it might take a little bit more hits. I don't think the difference is the damage dealt to an enemy, but it might be the fact that I'm going through an enemy's guard with the shielded enemy that's giving a little bit more resolve. If you guys know what the exact way the melee resolve gain is calculated, please share in the comment section down below so we could all test out and learn this information. It would be much appreciated. The last thing I wanted to test out is if we had no melee resolve gain at all. So again, we're using water stance against this Oni brute. And in this case it takes 12 hits to gain 1 bar of resolve. So comparing the 50% increase to absolutely no melee resolve, it's a difference between 7 hits and 12 hits. Now this is just comparing the amount of hits needed for at least water stance, but I think the fastest way to get resolve is actually using the Moon Master cancel. In this case it takes only 6 hits, and if we compare the timings side by side, we can see that it is faster. But to answer the question, is it worth it? And even with all these buffs, I don't think that you should be using this. First of all, to get the maximum amount at 50%, it does take 2 slots of properties, both on your katana and your charm. This is a huge trade-off, as the other properties you can get in these slots are much more valuable. For your katana, you can get melee damage, staggered damage, perfect parry window, or Oni damage, all of which actually helps you kill enemies faster. I mean, the purpose of getting increased to melee resolve is to gain your ult faster, to then do a big burst of damage. Even on your charm, you can get things like ultimate damage, or even ghost weapon damage. If you are focused on a melee playstyle, most of these properties both increase your regular attacks and your ultimate attack. So it is a trade-off that I think is not worth it. Another reason, and probably the most important, is that there's just better ways to build up resolve. Most of you guys know already, but the fastest way to build up resolve is through ranged weapons. Both bomb packs and headshots with a bow are just way faster at building up resolve. I think with the black powder bomb nerfs, or if you don't want to use a legendary slot, best option is using a epic bow. In this example, even with an epic bow, we can fully build our ult in 8 shots. In this clip, it took 1 extra shot because I missed that first headshot. But the fact is that you can build your ult all within a time span of how long your smoke bomb lasts. Also, since you're not up close to an enemy and you could remain in your smoke, the enemies don't aggro on you and start attacking. Another benefit of the bow is that you get headshot refund, so you don't have to worry about ammo, unlike the bomb packs. Now my favorite bow to use is now the Weightless Spirit, because the reload time and the draw speed is super fast. In this example, I'm just free to sit in the smoke for a little bit, even miss a couple of headshots, and still gain my ult before the smoke ends. So if you're going for an ult build, this is what I highly recommend. Still a way better option than the melee resolve gain buffs. It seems like Sucker Punch is really trying to promote a melee playstyle, but they really need to buff it a little bit more, or at least make it on par with the headshot range resolve gains. If we can build an ult just using melee, all within a time frame of a smoke bomb duration, then I think it would be viable. Other than that, just use a bow, it's safer and faster. And with that, that's everything for the video. I really hope you guys learned something, and let me know in the comment section down below what you'll be using. As always, thank you guys for watching, hope to catch you in the next one, and GG.